One thing about narcissistic parents and narcissistic people in general is that they are impossible to please. They struggle to deal with reality as it contrasts with their idealized self-image. Instead, they demand that people and relationships perform according to a constantly moving goalpost of perfection. Nothing is ever fully enough. No achievement lasts. No apology is sincere enough. No amount of love or sacrifice permanently satisfies them. Because the problem was never actually you. It was the ruthless inner critic inside them demanding perfection from everyone around them. Once you realize this, it becomes slightly easier to let go of the exhausting need to please them, but only slightly, because this pattern does not live only in your thoughts. It lives in your nervous system, your instincts, your relationships, and your identity. Think about the many things you have done to try to please your narcissistic parent. Maybe you became hyper-independent so you would never be called needy, learned to constantly monitor their moods, hid parts of your personality, overachieved academically to finally feel worthy, apologized excessively when you did nothing wrong, became the caretaker or emotional regulator of the family, walked on eggshells to avoid explosions, avoided expressing anger, sadness, or needs, minimized your own pain because theirs always had to come first, forced yourself to tolerate disrespect because conflict felt dangerous. Let me introduce you to someone who lived this. This is Leo. In a previous video, Leo was the one who always said, "It's fine," when it wasn't. He bent himself into whatever shape kept the peace. But today, Leo is learning that the energy spent trying to regulate impossible people is energy stolen from his own life. Watch him. His partner just gave him the silent treatment for something minor. His old pattern would be to chase, to fix, to shrink. Instead, Leo pauses. He places a hand on his chest. He breathes, and he whispers, "I do not have to perform for love. I am allowed to take up space." This is what many people don't realize. These patterns often continue long after childhood. You may now be repeating them in romantic relationships, friendships, or even with yourself. You may still be bending yourself out of shape, trying to fit into someone else's version of reality. You may still interpret rejection or criticism as a cue to try harder. You may still believe love must be earned through self-abandonment. This is why individuation from narcissistic family systems is not just about setting boundaries with your parents. The deeper process is lifelong. It is the gradual rewiring of the emotional patterns and survival responses you learned through them. It is learning that love does not require the destruction of the self, that your reality matters, that peace is more valuable than approval. Here is an exercise. Identify one pattern you inherited that you want to change. Write down a specific situation where it has shown up in your life. Reflect on how it has impacted your relationships and self-perception. Then develop a new, healthier belief to replace the old one. Practice it daily. Examples. Old belief: if someone pulls away, I need to work harder to keep them. New belief: healthy relationships do not require me to abandon myself. Old belief: my worth depends on how useful I am to others. New belief: my worth exists independently of performance and caretaking. Old belief: if someone is upset, it must be my fault. New belief: other people's emotions are not always my responsibility. Every time you choose the healthier belief, you loosen one more thread, tying you to the emotional prison of the past. And slowly, the nervous system learns a new reality, just like Leo. Love does not have to feel like survival. Want more practical information for healing from toxic family systems? Download your Break the Chains roadmap.